Hey, good evening. I want to talk to you guys about chicken brooders and I'm wondering what do you guys use, and then I'll show you my setup. I've used this brooder before, but not in this exact same configuration. We just moved to this farm a couple months ago, and so I'm kind of changing some things around. But I've used everything from like small kind of like hamster cage type things like this. In fact, I just did a really small batch of chickens and those the other day. I just turned them outside. I've used stock tanks. I've seen people use IBC totes cut in half. Heck, you could even use a cardboard box if you were willing to change it out and keep it clean. But here's what I've done for my brooder. What I have is a old stand-up freezer that quit working. And I took the door off of it, and I've used this for, literally hundreds of chicks. But I just added the lid so I can get in there and keep things kind of from jumping around. I've never had a problem with chicks jumping out, but I did have a problem one time when I was raising guineas, and they get pretty flighty. So I just added the roof to it. And I think it's going to work well. I'll show you a little bit more about it. I went ahead and just screwed in some hooks right here. I've got them on some rope that I can adjust them up and down as the chickens grow. Obviously, chickens get bigger, they're gonna make more of a mess. And if your water is sitting right down in those wood chips, it's gonna be a disaster. You're just gonna get to fill it up 2 or 3 times a day. By keeping it up off the floor, you're not gonna have to do that near as much. Another thing that I have done is added this heat lamp. So essentially, let me back up and let you guys see it. This building I have has got a bunch of old kennels in it. It was used to raise greyhounds back a couple of owners ago, and we don't raise greyhounds. So what we did is just run a board across there so I could hang this heat lamp up off of it, and I'll be able to adjust it up and down as I need to. Another thing I did is I just cut some of this insulation and I put it on the very top of my lids. Underneath the lids, that's removable if I need it to, but underneath the lids is chicken wire that I stapled in there. But that'll help keep the heat in a little bit more. Right now I just have a 125 watt bulb, and I could up it to a 250 if I need to. I can also, I've got a plug-in up here. I could run 2 heat lamps. But that's just a couple of ideas of what I'm gonna do to keep this up to temperature. The building here does have HVAC in it that I don't use just because propane's really expensive. I just made a video last week of me installing a wood stove in here. I've had several fires in it. It does do good, but I'm not going to be burning that wood stove unless I'm in here working all the time, because I just don't want to waste the firewood. I don't have enough extra right now. So this heat lamps will keep everything good enough for the chicks. I've had 50 chicks in here at a time before. That's adequate when they're real small. As they grew up, that's when I used the stock tank, and I had 25 in here and 25 in the stock tank. So we'll see how many I get out of this next batch that I just put on lockdown today. So it was day 18 of a batch of my incubator. Next 2 or 3 days we'll be getting some, and then I'll show you what these chicks look like once they're in this brooder. But anyways, let me know what you guys use for a brooder. I'd be kind of curious. I think the freezer works well just because it's insulated and it holds heat. It's easy for it to clean out. You can just get a small little shovel and then you pick up all the old wood shavings in there and such. But let me know what you guys do. I'd be curious. Thanks.